I was there the moment your family member opened their mouth, and the truth finally came out. Do you remember that moment? The air changed. The floor felt like it tilted. Everything you had believed about the day you were born, about the story you had been told, about why things were the way they were, it all cracked open in one sentence. And you sat there, or stood there, or maybe you had to lean against something, because the ground wasn't solid anymore. My child, I have watched you carry that moment for a long time. Not just the moment they spoke, but everything that came before it. The years of wondering. The quiet questions you asked yourself in the dark when no one could hear. The way you studied old photographs, trying to find some clue in the eyes of the people around you. The way you listened differently to every family story, trying to hear what was not being said. You have been carrying something heavy, and tonight I want you to set it down. How are you feeling right now? Not the answer you think you should give. Not the brave version. Just the real one. Tell me what it felt like when that truth landed on you. Was it relief? Was it anger? Was it a strange mix of both, where you finally understood something but also felt like you lost something you never had? I know. I know what it is to have people around you who know the truth about your beginning and choose to hide it. I know what it is to grow up under a story that does not match what your own heart has always suspected. I know the ache of knowing you were not told the whole truth, and the deeper ache of wondering if there was something wrong with you that made them keep it secret. There was nothing wrong with you. There never was. The secret was never about your worth. The secret was about their fear. Their shame. Their inability to face what had happened and how it might change the way you saw them. They carried that weight for years, and every time they looked at you, they saw the day you were born and everything they had tried to bury with it. But secrets have a way of pushing their way to the surface. You felt it coming, didn't you? Long before they spoke, you felt the tension. The way certain topics were avoided. The way conversations would stop when you walked into the room. The way your birthday was always celebrated with a little too much cheer, like everyone was trying to cover something up. You were not imagining it. You were sensing what they could not say. And then they said it. Finally. Maybe it came out in anger, or in tears, or in a quiet confession over coffee. Maybe they did not even know how to say it right. Maybe they fumbled through it, apologizing and contradicting themselves, trying to explain something that had never been explained to anyone. But they said it. The truth about the day you were born. And now you are sitting with it. Not sure what to do next. Not sure if you are supposed to feel grateful or devastated or somewhere in between. Let me ask you something. Have you told anyone else what you heard? Or have you been carrying this new truth the same way they carried the old one, alone, afraid of what it might change? You don't have to carry it alone anymore. I know you have tried to figure this out on your own. I have watched you go over every detail, replaying the conversation in your head, wondering if you heard it right, wondering if there was more they did not say. I have watched you search the internet for answers, for people who have been through the same thing, for some sign that this does not define you. You have looked for answers in places that could not give them to you. You have looked in the mirror and asked if this changes who you are. You have looked at your own face and tried to see someone else's features. You have wondered if the story you grew up with was a lie, and if that means parts of your life were not real either. But none of that changed who you are. Because who you are was not decided on the day you were born. Who you are was decided before the world began. Do you remember the story of Joseph? He grew up as the favored son, the one with the beautiful coat, the one with the dreams that made his brothers furious. He knew his place in the family. He knew who his father was. He knew the story of his birth. And then everything he knew was ripped away. His own brothers sold him into slavery. He ended up in a foreign country, where no one knew his name or his family. He spent years in prison for something he did not do. He had every reason to believe that the story of his life had been stolen from him, that the truth about who he was had been buried so deep it would never be found. But I was with him in every single moment of that wandering. And when the time came, I brought the truth to the surface. His brothers showed up at his door, desperate for food, not knowing who they were bowing to. And Joseph had a choice. He could have let the anger take over. He could have told them that they had ruined his life, that they had stolen his childhood, that they had lied and schemed and left him for dead. Instead, he looked at them and said something that still echoes through the ages. You meant it for evil, but I meant it for good. My child, the day you were born was not a mistake. I know the people involved made choices that were wrong. I know secrets were kept. I know there was pain and shame and maybe even rejection wrapped up in your beginning. I know that the truth your family member finally admitted might be hard to hear. It might involve someone who did not want you. It might involve circumstances that should never have happened. It might involve a story nobody was proud of. But I was there. I was there on the day you were born. I saw every single detail. And I did not look away. I did not cover my eyes. I did not decide that you were a problem to be hidden. I reached down and I said, "This one is mine." You have spent so long wondering what it would have been like if things had been different. If that day had gone another way. If someone had made a different choice. If the truth had been told from the beginning. You have imagined a version of your life where you were wanted, where you were planned, where the story was clean and beautiful and easy to tell. But I want you to consider something. What if the very thing that feels like a wound is actually the place where I have been closest to you? What if the secret they kept, the truth they finally admitted, is the very thing that has shaped you into the person who can now hear my voice, feel my presence, and know that you are loved not because of your circumstances but in spite of them? Your beginning does not define your destiny. It never has. Do you remember the moment Joseph told his brothers who he really was? He wept so loudly that the whole house of Pharaoh heard it. He did not hold back. He did not protect himself. He let the full weight of the truth come out, and then he forgave them. Not because they deserved it. Not because what they did was okay. But because he understood something that most people never learn. He understood that I had been writing a bigger story all along. And that is what I have been doing with your life. The day you were born, I began a story that no one could have predicted. The choices that others made, the secrets they kept, the pain they caused, none of it surprised me. And none of it stopped me from loving you. I did not look at the chaos of your beginning and decide to abandon you. I looked at it and decided to redeem you. That is what I do, my child. I take the broken pieces and I make something beautiful. I take the shame that others tried to hide and I turn it into a testimony. I take the secrets that were buried for years and I bring them into the light so that they lose their power over you. Can you feel that happening right now? As you sit here, listening to these words, something is shifting. The weight you have been carrying is starting to lift. The questions that have haunted you are starting to find answers. The shame that has wrapped itself around your heart is starting to loosen. That is me. I am doing what I have always done. I am pulling back the curtain and showing you that you were never forgotten. You were never a mistake. You were never something to be hidden. The truth your family member finally admitted, it is not the final word over your life. I am the final word. And I say that you are loved. I say that you are chosen. I say that you were planned before the foundation of the world. I say that the day you were born was a day of celebration in heaven, even if no one on earth was celebrating. There is a moment I want you to remember. A phone call that you almost did not make. A door that opened when you had given up. A quiet prayer you prayed when no one was listening, and then something shifted. That was me. That has always been me. I have been moving in your life from the very beginning, through every secret, through every silence, through every moment when you felt alone. And now I am asking you to trust me with what you have heard. I know it is hard. I know the truth stings. I know there are names and faces attached to this story, and some of them might not be in your life anymore. Some of them might never apologize. Some of them might never fully tell the whole truth. But I am not asking you to wait for them to make it right. I am asking you to let me make it right. Because the truth about the day you were born is not just about what happened. It is about what I have been doing ever since. And what I have been doing is preparing you for this very moment, when you could finally hear my voice and know that you are mine. So speak it out loud right now. Say it to me. Whatever you are feeling. Whatever you have been holding back. Say, I am not defined by how I began. Say, I am defined by who loves me. Say, Jesus, I trust you with the parts of my story that still hurt. I am listening. I have always been listening. And now I want you to hear what I have been saying over your life from the very beginning. You are my child. You are my beloved. You are the one I have been waiting for. The day you were born was not the end of a sad story. It was the beginning of a redemption that is still unfolding right now. Every secret that has been uncovered, every truth that has been spoken, every wound that has been exposed, it is all part of what I am healing in you. Do not be afraid of the truth anymore. Let it set you free. And if there is someone in your life who needs to hear this same freedom, someone who is still carrying the weight of their own beginning, you know what to do. Give them these words. Let them hear what you have heard tonight. Because the truth I have spoken over you is not just for you. It is for everyone who has ever wondered if they were wanted, if they were planned, if they were loved. Now let me pray over you. Father, I lift up this child of mine. The one who has carried secrets that were never theirs to carry. The one who has wondered about the day they were born and what it meant. I thank you that nothing is hidden from your sight, and that every truth that has been revealed is a step toward freedom. Give them wisdom to know what to do with what they have learned. Give them courage to forgive the ones who kept the secret. Give them peace that passes every understanding, especially when the questions keep coming. Protect their heart from bitterness. Guard their mind from replaying the pain over and over. Let them rest in the knowledge that they are not an accident, not an afterthought, not a secret to be kept. Restore what was stolen from them, the sense of belonging, the confidence in their identity, the joy that comes from knowing they are loved without condition. Provide for every need that this truth has stirred up. Heal every relationship that has been strained by secrets and silence. Break every lie that has taken root in their heart, the lie that they are unwanted, the lie that they are too much, the lie that they should have never been born. Let them step into the purpose I have for them with their head held high. Let them be a witness to the power of truth and the freedom that comes from walking in the light. Let them be a blessing to others who are still hiding in shame. And when they feel weak, remind them that my strength is made perfect in their weakness. When they feel alone, remind them that I am closer than their next breath. When they feel unworthy, remind them that I chose them before the foundation of the world. I bless you, my child. I bless the day you were born. I bless the truth that has been brought into the light. And I bless the life you are about to live, a life no longer defined by where you came from, but by where you are going. You are not the secret. You are the story. And I am not finished writing it yet.